Here he says it another time. The clues will lead you to the treasure. You can find it if you can find the blaze. Exactly what I just said. The clues are going to take you to the treasure chest. The blaze is only going to be the final direction to just pick up the box. Someone said, I want to say Mysterious Writings, Jenny Kyle, she had the concept that the treasure could be under something, the blaze could be over something. When he says the blaze does not face east, west, north, or south, maybe she's right when she says, well, I don't remember if she said this exactly, but let's say the blaze does not face in any direction. I don't know. That's tough. To go back to my original concept that the blaze is a single object, Fenn later says in an interview, the blaze is a physical thing. It's not theoretical. Then he goes, boy, did I give you a big clue. That could easily be Fenn. Well, let's remember, that could easily be Fenn being sarcastic. Because, I mean, yeah, it better be a physical thing. That's not a clue. I mean, it doesn't take a scientist to figure out that the blaze is something you can look at. Yeah, so he was being sarcastic. It's something you can look at. This guy says, but what is it exactly? Blaze is a collection of something? No, blaze should not be a collection of something, because he said in another interview, when someone asked, is the blaze one single object, he said in a word, yes. Then he said, secondary to that, it's anything that stands out. So, you know, by the time I finish with this series today, this is what the blaze is going to be. It's going to be one single object that stands out and does not face east, west, north, or south. If the blaze does not face east, west, north, or south, what are the alternatives? The alternatives are that it doesn't face anything because it has no face, i.e. it's round. Or, if it has a face, it faces up or down. That's all I can think of. When you say something doesn't necessarily face east, west, north, or south, I'm thinking of a circular object that has no face, or I'm thinking something that faces up or faces down. This guy says, is the blaze a collection of something? He says, a horse has a blaze on its forehead. I mean, there are rocks that have a white face that could be a blaze. I guess Fenn's forgetting, we talked about this the other day, that Fenn has already stated in another interview that it doesn't necessarily face east, west, north, or south. So when he says, I mean, there are, and I realize he's just making examples because he's answering, say, it could be a horse, it could be a blaze on a horse head, it could be a white face on a rock, but not one that's facing in a particular direction, right? I mean, there's a fire that's blazing. I mean, I could give you 1,000 different scenarios, and all of them come to me by email. Everyone finds a different one. But I think what he's really trying, I sense a bit of, on his part right there, I sense a bit of frustration. And I think he's getting back to this notion that people keep asking him about the blaze. And Forrest Fenn keeps trying to say, and it must get frustrating, that it's not that important what the blaze is. You'll know the blaze when you see it because you'll already be where the treasure chest is, and you'll be in the act of just saying, okay, I'm here, where exactly is it? And there will be something that stands out. But the blaze, if that blaze turns out to be I don't know what a good example, I guess I'll just keep saying a big white rock. Well, there's big white rocks all over the world. It doesn't really matter. Whatever it is secondary to the fact that it'll be there only to help you because you have figured out where the treasure chest is. You're not looking for the blaze. The blaze will just be there to be an indicator for you when you are boots on the ground right where you know that treasure chest is. Okay, well, I mean, that's really all I have to say. To go back to it, this is our understanding. This is what the blaze is at this point. It's one single object. It's something that stands out. It is something that does not necessarily face either east, west, north, or south. And I realize that Fenn sometimes says things that contradict other things. So this is all to be taken, you know, it's like with any, you know, the thing about not facing in any particular direction, that one kind of sounds a little like I don't know what it sounds like. You know what I'm trying to say. But the main concept that I'm going to come away from this, in my head, the main concept I'm taking away from this is just to realize that the blaze is just a marker when you have found the chest. It's a real chest. It's a real chest in a real spot of land, a real special place. And you'll already be there, essentially going, okay, where's the chest? I'm here. I'm in the right place. You haven't been looking for a blaze. You know where the chest is. That's what he is saying. You will know where that chest is. And when you get to the place where the chest is, then you'll look for something that says, over here. Look down. That's all it is, folks. The blaze is almost insignificant except for the fact that it is a marker when you have reached your destination. So there is no point looking for the blaze thinking you're going to find the treasure chest there. That's what I have taken away from this. You're going to know, and that also makes me think it's probably not that big necessarily. Remember, people have said, oh, it must be a mountainside. It must be this or that, because to see it, it's got to be really big. Otherwise, how will you find the treasure chest? Completely backwards. And he answers that with some frustration sometimes. He keeps saying, get off this freaking blaze thing. And you kind of go, well, why are you telling me to get off the blaze? The blaze is really important. And he's going, yes, it's important, but you've kind of got it backwards. Blazes are everywhere. You don't look on Google Maps and find a big white mountainside and say there below it is probably the treasure chest. If you don't know the treasure chest is there where you're going, don't even bother going. That's what he has said a million times. Don't be going there because you see a blaze. Only go where you're going because you know the treasure chest is there. And when you get there, you will see something that stands out. And that is the blaze showing you exactly, to the nth degree, where the treasure chest is. I think I've left this in a good headscape. Look for the treasure chest, figure out the treasure chest, and just remember the blaze will be there to guide you at that last moment. And nothing more. That's all the blaze is there for. And your quest is to find the treasure chest. And the blaze will help take you to that final step. That's all I got for you, folks. Makes perfect sense to me. Doesn't mean you're going to find. I mean, whatever. Everyone have a good day.